What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are back with another match preview of this weekend's match between Borussia Dortmund and Augsburg, where we're going to be breaking down the game, taking a look at the starting 11, and even looking at some key matchups. So if you guys are excited for another preview video, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get into the video now. Alright guys, so after a nice little Champions League break, we are back to the Bundesliga action this weekend, and Borussia Dortmund are at home against Augsburg, so we're going to dive into the little recent history between the two teams and take a look at how they usually match up against each other. And surprisingly, Augsburg usually has a pretty decent showing against Dortmund. In the last 5 matches, we've won 3 and Augsburg have won 2, with last season Augsburg winning 1 and then they won the first one, and then we won the second one, going 1-0-1 against Augsburg last season. So they are definitely not a team to take lightly, especially when they take on Dortmund. Now, taking a look at the recent form, Dortmund's is a little bit better, I'm going to be honest. In our last 5, we've won 4, drew 0, and lost 1. That one disappointing and last Bundesliga result against Gladbach, losing in a really toothless performance, 1-0, where Augsburg has not been overly impressive. They've been 1-2-2 in their last 5. And right now they sit 1-2-3 and sit in 15th place on 5 points, which is not very good, where Dortmund are in a total of 4-0-2 and we sit 4th place in the standings as we speak. So in relatively form, Dortmund should be pretty confident, especially being at home, going up against this Augsburg side, who once again look like they may be struggling for relegation. Moving on over now to the starting 11 for Borussia Dortmund. It is an interesting one. I think the big question is Haaland, and we'll get to that towards we get to the top, but I think with the fact that, Dahoud picked up that injury, which does look to not be as serious as we once thought, but he also has that red card regardless, so he wasn't ever going to be in this starting 11. So I think this is an opportunity for Marco Rose to basically play the formation and the system he left off with in the Sporting match in the Champions League, and that is the 4-2-3-1. And I'm really excited for it. I really do like this formation. I think this is an opportunity, no matter which way we play it, for our teams and our players to be successful. So starting in between the sticks, it's Gregor Kobel. Right back, Thomas Meunier, who once again I thought had a good performance at Sporting. He looked a little off to begin the game, but he had a pretty overall strong performance, both offensively and defensively, with his good runs and just overall solid defending. 2 center backs, no surprise, it's going to be Akanji, it's going to be Hummels, with the left back being Guerrero. The 2 CDMs, now that Dahoud's out, our 3-man midfield has been shut down to 2. It's going to be Axel Witsel, who again was my man of the match in the Sporting game, and we're going to line him up in a double pivot sort of alongside Jude Bellingham, who again will be able to go up and down the pitch a little bit more while Witsel just really stays back, but those will be the 2 defensive midfielders there. Our center attacking mid, as this can go in 2 different ways depending on the fitness of Erling Haaland. But Erling Haaland, again, if he's available and he's fully fit, will start. There's no questioning it. But with this being Augsburg and us being at home, there's a good chance we could potentially get the result even without Haaland. And with the international football coming up, he may just look to rest up until the next Bundesliga match. So we're going to have to wait to see how it goes. But without Haaland in the starting 11, I'm putting Brandt at our center attacking mid, Hazard at our right attacking mid, Royce at our left attacking mid, and then Malen as our striker. Going back, and if Haaland is in the lineup, it will be Royce as our center attacking mid, Hazard on the right, Malen then drops down to the left, and Haaland will be up front. So it will probably be one of the 2, and in my opinion, this is a perfect formation, a perfect system to play against Augsburg. They play in that stubborn 3-5-2, and we need to have a little bit of width. I think that this would be another perfect example of us playing in the diamond with the 2 strikers, that we would just continually run into a brick wall with that 3-man midfield and the 2 wing backs. I think that the 4-2-3-1 has to be the formation we go with, and I think there's a really good chance it will be, and I think that it will matter in those battles that we hopefully will win. And speaking of those key battles, the key matchups for this game for me personally is I'm going to line up Reece Oxford, who is playing as the outside left center back, along with Thorgan Hazard. Now, Reece Oxford is one who's obviously settled in, coming over from the Premier League, coming into the Bundesliga. He's a solid center back. He's one of Augsburg's better center backs, and I think it'll be an interesting little matchup partnering him up with Thorgan Hazard. Thorgan Hazard is one who's starting to get healthy. I thought he had a nice kind of comeback sort of performance against Sporting, but this is a time for him to take his game to the next level. We are desperate for wingers, and we are desperate to see this 4-2-3-1. And I think the 4-2-3-1 with Royce at cam, Hazard, Malen, and then Haaland up front would be a tasty little lineup there. But this formation, this 4-2-3-1, will rely and is tailor built for Thorgan Hazard on that right-hand side. So I think him winning that key battle against Augsburg and being able to deliver balls in the box for whether it's Malen or Holland to jump on, because it's one of my favorite parts of Hazard's game is his delivery, and he's the main man he's gonna have to go up against. And if he can get the better of Oxford, it'll be a good service for the main strikers in the squad. My other key matchup today is going to be at the front end for Augsburg, and that's Ruben Vargas, and I'm going to match him up with Manuel Akanji. Now, I'm going to match him up with Akanji because, again, we just came off our first clean sheet. But now we need our first Bundesliga clean sheet. So this is another good opportunity at home against an Augsburg side who is struggling in the league to replicate that. And in my opinion, I just really enjoy watching Akanji play. He's going to be playing as that right side center back, while Hummels is usually in his more comfortable left, and Vargas will probably play as in the 3-5-2 as that left-handed striker. So those two will definitely have to match up a little bit in the box, and hopefully Akanji can just get the better of Vargas, because he's a tricky player who can definitely be deadly when needed, and if Akanji can shut him down, he can lead to potentially back-to-back clean sheets and our first clean sheet in the Bundesliga, which is what we need. Bundesliga clean sheets are important. They are, and we need to get our first one, and that'll maybe put a little relaxation for Marco Rose, seeing that his team can actually defend. So guys, that is my little preview for this match. Let me know what you guys think of our starting 11. If you think Holland's going to be there, if you don't, if you would go in a different system, maybe some of you guys do fancy the diamond, or if you do think that the 4-2-3-1 is the system to go with, let me know down in the comments, as well of my key matchups. And then of course, let me know what your guys' prediction is, and I'm going to back-to-back clean sheets. I'm going to say a 2-0 victory for Dortmund at home against Augsburg. That's even without Holland. I think if Holland comes in, it might even be 3. I haven't been convinced by Augsburg. I think Dortmund hopefully can just know the fact that they just got their first clean sheet and they found a way to win even without Holland, that maybe Malen can pick up where he left off. So I'm going to back them 2-0 victors, and let me know what you guys think as well. And if you enjoyed this match preview, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you guys are new, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers, friends.